Alright, let's do this before I lose the motivation to do so. Hold on, let me turn this down real quick. Because that crafting is annoying. Alright. I already did a couple of these videos. First one was on energy. Second one was on contribution points. This is going to be the third installment of my tax-free videos on how to make tax-free silver in Black Desert. Yeah, anyone doesn't know me, I go by Vengeance or channel name. Right now I'm just sitting here cooking beer. A lot of people don't think it's very efficient to cook beer, but I have pretty much leveled myself to guru cooking only beer. It is the foundation of my whole tax-free methods. You got to feed your workers, and if you're buying stuff on the marketplace, you're losing money. So while my character sits here and finishes cooking this batch of beer, I'm going to talk about life skills. Life skills are Black Desert's way of implementing jobs or crafting professions, whatever you want to call it. In total, there are 11 life skills, and gathering and processing are split into even more categories. So I guess in total there's more than 11, but for the purpose of categorization, there's 11 life skills with these two broken down further. Now, I like to categorize the life skills into three different sections, I guess you could call it. The first one is resource generation. The second one is resource transformation. And then anything that doesn't fall under those two fall under what I call other. First, I'm going to talk about the resource generation, which pulls ahead in terms of importance over the other two categories in my book of categories. Though there's 4 life skills that I put into this this category. The first one and the biggest one is going to be gathering. And using your energy to gather things is how you're going to generate wealth overall. It costs you pretty much nothing to go out into the world of Black Desert and just gather stuff up. Now, the second one this one costs you no energy or anything is fishing. You get your hands on a fishing pole, set your character up, and just leave it until your inventory is full or you run out of durability. There are ways to eke more profit out of all of these life skills, but I'll get into that in a later video. The third one that I classify as resource generation is going to be farming. It costs you a little bit of energy, but the higher you're farming, the less energy it'll cost you to plant or breed. And then the last one, as far as generation goes, is hunting, and that goes hand in hand with gathering, because if you go and you use the rifles to hunt, you have to have gathering to butcher and get the resources. But these 4 bring resources into your pool, and they're the basis of, on top of the node networks that I will talk about in a later video, They are the basis on how you get the resources that you need to generate the things and craft the things that you need for the tax-free silver. And the next category I want to talk about is resource transformation. And I put 3 life skills into this category. And that's going to be cooking, which is what I'm working on right now, and processing, which is broken down into 6 subcategories, and then alchemy. And alchemy is really good for resource generation. The higher your alchemy, you can actually get a lot of secondary resources based on what you're. So it's kind of one of those things that falls into both cooking and alchemy do. Alchemy more so, it kind of falls into a gray area between resource generation and resource transformation, because you can get byproducts and extra things generated whenever you're crafting using these life skills. Now, the resource transformation category that I've placed these in, they take the resources that you get from gathering, fishing, farming, or hunting, and those resources have a base value. Well, these 3 life skills, cooking, processing, and alchemy, transform through crafting. They transform them into another form. So you take wheat and you craft it into beer, and it becomes more valuable. Hence the transformation tag that I've placed on them. Now you could take and just sell whatever you get from gathering, but if you run it through the cooking or processing or alchemy, you're going to get more value out of the resources that you've gotten. And these 3 life skills don't cost you any energy. They used to when the game first came out, but they changed that. I'm going to end up having to run back to storage because I'm out of things to cook. And here's some of the byproducts I was talking about. The witch's delicacy. This is from cooking. And you can exchange it for even more resources, or you can exchange it for contribution and more experience in the life skill, which is usually what I use it for because I'm trying to get up to 200 contribution. That's important for a later video. The last category that I have is going to be other, and there's 4 life skills that I put in this other category, and that's going to be trading, sailing, and bartering. Trading, you don't need energy for. You can just go buy something from a trader, run it to another town and sell it, and you'll just make silver by doing that. It's a slow process, but as your trading gets higher, you'll make more, and it costs you absolutely nothing except for your initial silver buy-in. Training is kind of the same way. It doesn't take much to get into it, although it doesn't generate nearly the amounts of silver that the other life skills do. Training is basically all about training horses. You can capture them, level them up, breed them to get higher tiers, level them up, so on, and then sell them on the horse market. But there is a tax on the horse market, so I use training as basically to increase wealth. I will get a horse, train it up. If it becomes one of the elite horses, then I'll try to make it into the next level. If not, breed it off, get the breeds out of the way, and then whenever I'm done with it, I will feed it to the Imperial, or just eat the tax and sell it on the market. Sailing, there's what it does. It up there on the screen now. It doesn't generate you any resources, but it actually, sailing, you'll be able to get around in your boat faster, and it actually helps with bartering. which is the other big one, and I haven't invested much in bartering because I haven't done much sailing. But bartering, you can get raw silver just by taking some of the resources that you've gotten from crafting or from gathering, and then trading it with barter NPCs around the map in the ocean. And you just keep trading, and eventually you'll get some items that you can sell for some silver. It's very slow to start, but it ramps up over time. And then eventually, whenever you get a really fast boat and a high sailing skill, it won't take long to get from point to point, and you'll make a lot of money that way. Plus, your boat can hold more, and you can do more barters during the day. But like I said, I haven't done much on bartering, so I'm not going to touch on that very much. My experience is mostly with gathering, mostly with the butchering and lumbering and mining. I feed all of those into cooking and processing. And I do have to touch on real quick that you're not going to be gathering all your own resources. There is a node and worker system in Black Desert, and those workers are going to generate. They're going to generate resources for you too, which feed into the cooking, processing, and alchemy life skills, and that's how you generate a lot more wealth in the game. It's kind of a three-pronged approach. You're gathering, your workers are gathering, you're using the processing and crafting professions to transform all of the raw resources, and then you can either push it out through trading. I'll do a video on that fairly soon, or you can sell it on the central market and just eat the tax cost. Depends on how lazy you are. I'm a hoarder. I like to hoard things. I have so much crap in my storage. Just slot after slot of things. I've been trying to push for 400 contribution points, which I'm 33 away. But I've been trying to push for a while, so I've just been going on a mass cooking spree of beer. And I think I'm up to 730,000 around there, and I'm going to I'm pretty much out of beer resources, so I'm going to start cooking grilled bird meat because I have my workers gathering chicken meat like crazy, and it's very cheap to craft. Even though it's a low-level recipe, I have a ton of resources to craft it, and it'll just give me experience. And I'm after the byproducts to trade in. These witches' delicacies, I'm after those to trade in for contribution experience. So that's my mission. My contribution will probably go up as it is. The only thing you got to watch out for is on the cooking is the utensils. Their durability goes down pretty quick. You got to repair those. And I'll do a video on that later, another date. But I just wanted to touch on life skills and get this third foundation video out. This is probably the most important video aside from the next one that I'm going to make. It's going to be about the actual methods I use for the tax-free silver. Titles have been pretty misleading up until now because I had to get these foundation videos out just to kind of get background onto what I'm using and how I'm doing it. So by the 5th or 6th video, it'll all kind of tie together and make more sense if you watch all of them. But if you've made it this far in the video, thanks for watching, and it would really help me out if you leave a like and subscribe or even a comment. But time's all we have. I appreciate you spending some of it with me, watching my stuff. So until next time.